Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been confirmed as Secretary of Health and Human Services. The 71-year-old secured the nomination by a Senate vote of 52 to 48. The confirmation paves the way for him to be sworn into the top health job, overseeing multiple high-profile agencies. And this is the moment the confirmation was announced in the Senate.
The yeas are 52, the nays are 48. The confirmation is confirmed.
Last week, after a contentious, sometimes embarrassing and often intense confirmation process, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he was officially confirmed as the new head of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Now, Kennedy is stepping into a role that could dramatically reshape healthcare for millions of Americans, and that, of course, includes retirees. In today's video, what I'll do is take a look at 5 key ways that his leadership could change Medicare and possibly even change your retirement plans. That's all up next right here on Over 50 TV. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. Well, as I said before the break, today I'm going to take a look at 5 key ways that Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s leadership of the Department of Health and Human Services, how that leadership might change Medicare and possibly even change your retirement. But before I get into it, if you want hot retirement tips, if you want the latest Social Security news, then you'll want to subscribe to my free breaking news email. It's the best way for you to stay informed about the news that matters most to you. Now, you can sign up for my free breaking news email by clicking on the link in the description box of this video.
If we want to make America healthy, will you assure the American people that you will fight to do what every other major country on earth does, guarantee health care to every single American?
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world.
First up, don't expect immediate cuts to Medicare. During his first campaign, President Trump, he promised to protect Medicare benefits, and Kennedy's likely to follow that lead. Now, the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, they've already confirmed that previous Medicare proposals under Trump were focused on reducing costs and not slashing benefits. And while critics of Kennedy's appointment, they might worry about potential changes, it's clear that he's not stepping into this role with an agenda to cut Medicare. For now, I think seniors can rest easy knowing that their benefits are safe. How long that lasts, how long that holds, that remains to be seen. But I think for now, anyway, changes could happen in other ways, such as maybe administrative adjustments or some cost-saving measures that indirectly impact beneficiaries. Currently, about 12 million Americans are eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid programs. But as some of you may have found out, navigating these two systems can be a nightmare, and recipients known as dual eligibles, they often face fragmented care and conflicting policies. And during his Senate confirmation hearing, Kennedy admitted that dual eligibles aren't being served well, and he floated the idea of consolidating the programs to improve care. But here's the catch. Kennedy has no concrete plan to make this happen. Now, he openly acknowledged the difficulty of integrating two massive and complex systems. So while the idea sounds promising, the reality is that better integration may be more of a long-term goal than something that we're going to see anytime soon. For now, dual eligibles, they may have to wait to see meaningful change. Expanding access to Medicare Advantage is one of Kennedy's goals. But before I get into Medicare Advantage, I just want to mention that Medicare Advantage has sponsored some of my videos, and I've worked with Medicare Advantage. I work with them because I believe that their program is an advantage to you, and there's no pun intended, by the way. But I did feel the need. I just wanted to mention that to you. So now let's just talk about Medicare Advantage, which already covers 55% of Medicare enrollees. Now, Kennedy, he's a Medicare Advantage enrollee himself, and he says he sees the benefits of these plans. They often include perks like dental and vision and hearing aids and even fitness programs that original Medicare doesn't cover. But here's the downside. Medicare Advantage plans cost the government 22% more per beneficiary than traditional Medicare, and they're not without controversy. Many seniors, they report issues like slow care approvals or denials of prior authorizations. Now, while some Medicare Advantage plans offer 0 monthly premiums, they often come with higher deductibles and some other hidden costs. Now, Mr. Kennedy has expressed interest in making these plans more affordable and accessible, but it's unclear how he plans to do that. And while keeping costs down for taxpayers is important, expanding access could be popular among seniors, but it might not save the government money in the long run. Vaccine coverage under Medicare. This is number 4 on my list here. Now, here's also where things get a little controversial with Mr. Kennedy. Medicare currently covers all CDC recommended vaccines at no cost, no out-of-pocket cost to enrollees. But Kennedy's history as an anti-vaccine advocate raises some questions about what might change. Now, in a November 2024 NPR interview, Kennedy said, "We're not going to take vaccines away from anybody. We're going to make sure that Americans have good information." Now, while that sounds reassuring, it's no secret that the scientific community is wary of Kennedy's long-term intentions regarding vaccine policy. For now, it seems unlikely that Medicare's vaccine coverage will change in the near term, but this is definitely an area that I'm going to watch closely as Kennedy's leadership unfolds. And finally, prescription drug coverage. The Inflation Reduction Act, well, it passed during the Biden administration, and it capped the cost of insulin at $35 per month and limited out-of-pocket expenses for Medicare Part D enrollees to $2,000 annually. Now, it also paved the way for drug price negotiations to lower costs. However, on January 20th, 2025, President Trump, for some reason, he revoked an executive order that complemented these changes. Now, while this move doesn't directly impact Medicare drug prices, since they're protected under the Inflation Reduction Act, it does create uncertainty about the future. Now, Kennedy, for his part, has long supported efforts to lower drug costs. In a 2024 Wall Street Journal op-ed, he argued for capping drug prices so Americans don't pay more than people in other countries. Now, he doubled down on this position during his confirmation hearing, calling for more drug reform. Still, without new executive orders or legislative action, the long-term outlook for Medicare drug prices remains uncertain. You and I, well, we can only hope that Kennedy's pledge to make America healthy again will include continued support for price caps and out-of-pocket spending limits. So what does all of this mean to you? Well, any changes that Kennedy decides to make to Medicare, well, they've got the potential to impact millions of retirees in their health care. So whether it's preserving benefits or expanding access or addressing drug costs, well, his leadership, yeah, it's going to be one to watch closely. But that's also why I invite you to subscribe to my free breaking news email. It's really the best way for you to stay informed about the news that matters most to you. Now, you can sign up for my free breaking news email by clicking on the link in the description box of this video. I also want to thank you for watching today's video. And I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about Kennedy's leadership. Also, if you are somebody who's inclined, if you like what you heard today, well, then go ahead and subscribe to Over 50 TV if you want more retirement tips and Social Security news. Now, if you want to learn how to earn more money, then, well, you know what? You might want to subscribe to Side Hustle Rules. That's my other YouTube channel. On that channel, what I do is I show folks how to start a side hustle or even how to start a full-time business. Now, as many of you know, I'm the creator and the host of Over 50 TV and Side Hustle Rules. But I've also spent my entire career building businesses. I built a chain of business-to-business magazines from scratch. I also launched a weekly newspaper, 2 national trade show companies. I had a weekly radio program, and I started almost a dozen other businesses. And a few of those businesses, well, they generated millions of dollars a year in sales. So if you're somebody who wants to learn how to start a business, you want to learn how to start a side hustle, well, then go ahead and subscribe to Side Hustle Rules. If you really just decide, hey, I want to take charge of my life and I want to build the business of my dreams, well, then go ahead and subscribe. Well, as I said, that's all I've got for you today. Now, as I always say, have a great day, everybody.